The United Democratic Movement is expected to hold its provincial conference in Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. Party leader Bantu Holomisa is expected to address delegates. Our reporter Fundiswa Mhlekude is covering this provincial conference, and she is with our video journalist Lwandile Mbulali. Fundiswa, thank you so very much for your time this hour. So what time is the UDM leader Bantu Holomisa expected to speak?
Thank you very much, Mxolisi. We are here at Zingisa Comprehensive School, where the leader of the UDM, General Bantu Holomisa, is expected to address delegates at this conference. He has already arrived, and the delegates are finishing up some few things inside. They are registering. We hear that the conference, the registration rather of delegates started a little bit later due to the weather, because it's been raining and some delegates arrived a little bit late. But to tell us more about the logistics of the day, we have the outgoing provincial secretary of the UDM, Mr. Similo Sithole. Thank you very much, Jobe. Tell us about the logistics of the day.
Thanks, madam. Thanks very much. Thanks to the viewers. We are almost fine with the registration now. The delegates have arrived late yesterday, and the logistics were fine in terms of transportation. We never had some hiccups. The only problem we had encountered was due to weather, because they did not arrive in time. Some arrived as 1 o'clock late evening. But I can assure you that everybody got sorted. We had booked people in various areas. So what we did in the morning was to start with the registration. So the registration is almost finished now. As you can see now, we are dishing out material to the people. So shortly, we were expecting to start at 9 o'clock. But now I think we are running 2 hours late. The president is going to open it up at 12 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. But where we are now, logistically, we are very fine.
Okay. Mr. Stolle, we hear that there are 3 contesting factions here. Can you tell us about that?
You will recall that the last provincial congress that we had was in 2017. Then 2018, 2019, in 2020 we were supposed to go to a provincial congress because it was after a 3-year period. So we could not go due to COVID-19. In 2021 we also had the same problem. So what we did in 2021 was to call everybody, to call all the members of the UDM into one roof, and then we decided to come up with a plan to go and restart the political organization down from the bottom. So it's not a factional problem. It's just a contestation between some various interests within the United Democratic Movement. It's a healthy contestation, but I can assure you that by late evening, after some discussions, we might come up with one slate. So it's not a problem. It's just that we have now engaged more, and we have started a program of going to all the places within the political organization. You will recall that there was a problem where UDM was said to be too much rural. We have entrenched our forces into the education sector. We have many people now from the education sector. So there are various groups now that have since joined the UDM. So it's a healthy contestation of the political organization.
Speaking of too much rural, the UDM used to lead, or rather it was the ruling party in the KSD local municipality, if you remember back then, around 2005, but it lost its power. Now, what can you say? Because the numbers seem to be dwindling in the KSD municipality.
There are things that we had identified, having looked into the problems that have caused us to lose the power. You will recall that in 2000, we won the municipality in KST.
Yeah.
But what then happened was that around 2003, 2004, there was a legislation that was made specifically for a UDM, mainly to deal with the UDM and to destroy it. We had issues of floor crossing. So those issues have dealt us a big blow in the United Democratic Movement. But we are grateful that we have learned from those experiences. That is why now in 2021, April, we have started preparing for the 2024 national elections. Because if we have recruited people early, you are able now to see all the material within the political organization. So we want to have those issues in 2024. We have started as early as 2021. The minute we have done with the issue of COVID, that's where we are now. This is just a road to 2024 towards the contestation of state power. That's why I even said the slates might be 3, but it's a healthy contestation. It's just that we have adopted a situation where we will go as far as getting into the education sector, getting at academics and intellectuals. So we're going to have debates inside, and probably by late 6 o'clock, we might end up with one slate. I can assure you, it's a healthy contestation of power.
As an outgoing and as an incumbent provincial chair, I'm sure you know the challenges the province is facing. What are those pressing challenges?
The most challenge that is affecting us as the UDM is the question of resources. We have started very far with a lot of membership, and we have advocated a socialist approach around, because we fought that political parties should make a declaration. We have advocated for those legislation. So we are not that much resourced. We only depend on membership. We only depend on the funding that we get from our councillors and the councils where we have got membership, and also from the legislature. But be that as it may, we have stayed for 25 years. We have never been tempted to get in the issues of tendering and all this stuff. So in the 25 years that the UDM have been established, we have survived with those legal resources. We have survived and we have learned a lot.
Okay. And finally, Mr. Sithole, the general is supposed to be, is expected rather to address delegates maybe after the conference. What are the main issues that you think he will be touching on?
He will be touching on the issue of the state power. I mean, with the issue of how is the nation, the state of the nation, that is in South Africa in general. That is the first point. The second issue that the general will be talking about is the question of a political realignment, and also a state of the organization as far as they would look to it as the national executive. You know, there are many issues that are happening around in South Africa. As you will recall, the issue of the bridge that we have talked about it earlier on in Pizan, where you will find that we have still not get into the situation where you will have communities, traditional leaders, and also political office bearers. There is still some conflict, and where we are sitting as the United Democratic Movement, we think that it is sponsored for one reason or another to benefit some particular people, but because it cannot be that communities that have elected councils where there are traditional leaders, but when there is a bridge that ought to be built somewhere, then there start to be differences. There can't be differences between communities, traditional leaders, and our councillors.
Thank you very much. That is Mr. Similo Sithole, the outgoing provincial chairperson of the United Democratic Movement, saying that as the conference progresses, the president, or rather the leader of the party, General Holomisa, will touch on a number of issues, including the issue of infrastructure, road infrastructure, as well as many things, especially here in the OR Tambo region. Remember, the Minister of Police, Bekicele, was here only a few days ago, coming to visit a family who lost 7 family members in the Biki area due to a crime that is rising in that area of Biki, and he will also address the issue of water and sanitation in the district of OR Tambo. Mxolisi.
Fundiswa Mhlekude, thank you very much for that update. We'll no doubt be touching base with you as and when developments continue in this particular story.